Hit it, Mazz. Are we starting with the lowest or the highest?
So we're starting with the highest, and here is so I put little titles on these tiers.
I like it
for this season preview.
Titles.
So tier one, Super Bowl or bust for these teams. Okay, if they don't win the Super Bowl, the season's a failure. Kansas City, San Francisco, Dallas, Philly, Baltimore, Detroit.
These are flawed.
Those, to me, those are the teams that should be gunning for a Super Bowl this year. No excuses.
But that's different than saying they're the best teams.
Correct.
Do you really put Dallas on the same tier as Kansas City?
Not quite, no, but they should be gunning for the Super Bowl. Nothing else.
Shoddy team.
I think it's a kind of a flawed premise.
Okay, I just want to put a little pressure on the Cowboys. And nobody's played a game yet, so we're going purely off of last year. So I'm just telling you where I think these teams, I put them into tiers entering week one, where they are. Dallas should be scrutinized every bit as much as Kansas City this year.
It's different than saying they're as good as they are.
Okay, they're not quite as good, so you can put them in tier 1B. Are you happy?
Not yet.
Is that what you want? Okay, tier 2, good, not great. Miami, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Houston,
Wow.
Green Bay, the Rams. Now, let me tell you, there are some teams in this tier that I really like. I like Green Bay. All due respect.
Thank you.
I like the Rams. The Rams were playing great at the end of this season last year. Their offensive line is terrific. And I'm intrigued by Houston, like a lot of people. Let's see if C.J. Stroud can repeat it. But those teams I can't put in the same breath as some of the others yet. I'm worried about Cincinnati and a lot of the off-field issues.
Bad vibes.
Yeah,
they
do.
Talking yesterday.
Yeah, T. Higgins, no contract. Jamar Chase feels pissed off. Like, there's just, again, they lost Mixon. I think Mixon's an identity guy because he's a hard-nosed player. Zach Moss is more of a finesse back, smaller back. I just think they've lost something there, so we'll see how that shakes out. Tier 3, which I call the meh tier.
Meh.
Cleveland, Jacksonville, Seattle, Atlanta. They're
Now,
all okay.
Could one of these teams surprise, though? Maybe?
Sure.
Be a dark horse?
Yeah, and so I think the dark horses, Murray, there's going to be someone that comes out of tier 4, I think.
Oh.
That's going to be a true dark horse.
Okay.
Those teams, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Atlanta, Seattle, like, in theory, they could all make the playoffs. I don't think any of one of them is going to be Super Bowl caliber. Just my opinion. They're all okay. They can beat you in any given week. I just don't think you're going to get any sort of, like, the upside for those teams. The ceilings for those teams, I don't think is as high as, believe it or not, even some of the teams in tier 4.
So tier 4, lower tiers but higher ceilings.
Well, in some cases, I think you're going to get, from this group, I think you're going to get one or two dark horses that pop out of this group.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so tier 4, the Jets, Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Denver, the Chargers, the Bears, the Vikings, New Orleans, Tampa, Arizona. Now, some of these teams I don't think are going to be dark horses.
Why is Arizona in the same tier as, say,
Pittsburgh's going to be trash.
the Jets?
Okay, because a lot of people think Arizona might actually surprise this year. And they're not quite complete total trash.
Really?
When we get to tier 5, it's a special group.
But the Jets have a great roster, and if Aaron Rodgers isn't a complete flameout, an elite quarterback.
They're still the Jets.
Yeah, doofus coach. The OC is still there, too. Daniel Hackett, and they're the Jets.
So if the Jets go 7-10, would that surprise you?
No, not one bit.
No, but
Okay,
if
so
I'm putting in tiers who's better, I don't have the Jets and Cardinals in the same tier.
okay, well,
Oh, these are Mazz's teams.
exactly. Thank you. Felger's tears. So I will say that of those teams in tier 4, I'd keep an eye on Denver. I would keep an eye on the Chargers. Even Chicago. Just, you never know.
But not the Jets.
No, I wouldn't rule the Jets out totally. Yeah, but again, I also think they could go 7-10. So the Jets to me are a little bit of a wild card. Like, and I guess maybe that's what that tier 4 is. Some, potential real X factor teams. Tier 5 is a special level of suck. I mean, it has to be pretty clear.
And these tiers are titled
Suck bags.
Suck bags.
This is the suck bag tier. New England, Carolina, Vegas, Tennessee, the Giants, the Commanders. I think these teams are all going to blow. Now, Murray, I know that you like the Titans.
I do. Yeah, I feel like, look, you have this Brian Callahan, who's the new head coach there. That's an offensive-minded guy. Was the former OC of the Bengals. Felt like they kind of built around Will Levis a little bit. They've strengthened up that offensive line. They got L'Jarius Sneed from Kansas City on the defensive side. I think Tennessee might be better than people think. And Arizona, I also think, is going to be one of those teams like you mentioned earlier.
So Tennessee has the benefit of being in a bad division, no question.
That'll help them, for sure.
But I think there's a chance they could really suck. I don't see, they signed Tony Pollard.
They did.
I don't see where he's their kind of back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They usually like a
Yeah,
power.
no power. Yeah, I
right?
get it.
They play sort of a rugged style of football. Maybe
Well,
they're going to change.
They did with Vrabel, but now, again, they have a new offensive-minded guy, one of these younger guys, Brian Callahan. I think you're going to look at a different offense down
Okay,
there.
but wouldn't you be surprised if Tennessee is sort of that kind of team? Like, again, they were, before Vrabel, they were a tough physical.
Yeah, time
like
to change that.
The market feels like it sort of demands a tough physical team. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying. The Giants are going to blow.
Oh, awful.
Vegas is going to be horrendous.
Also, I think might be better than people think.
Again, Tier 5 is a special level of suck.
Suckbags,
Yes. And the Patriots are in it.
obviously. Thus concludes Mazz's Tears.
If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.